The dark side of the ocean. It sounds mysterious, even dangerous. But what if I told you that beneath the calm, glittering waves of our planet's blue oceans lies a world so alien, so forbidden, that even sunlight has never dared to touch it? Down there, thousands of feet beneath our feet, life exists in forms you couldn't imagine. Creatures that glow like neon ghosts, predators that hunt without eyes, ecosystems that thrive without a single ray of sunlight. And yet these aren't even the darkest things lurking below, because the deeper we go, the stranger it gets, and not just biologically. There are mysteries in these depths that defy explanation. Shipwrecks that shouldn't exist. Unexplained sounds that no one can identify. Entire regions of the ocean that our most advanced submarines can't even reach. You're about to see what the human eye was never meant to witness, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why scientists, explorers, and even the world's militaries are terrified of what lies in the darkest side of the ocean. So don't look away, because everything you think you know about the ocean is about to be rewritten. To truly grasp the beauty and terror of the deep, we have to start with what we don't know. We've explored less than 5% of our oceans. That means 95% of this vast blue world is still untouched, unseen, a mystery bigger than all the continents combined. And within that mystery, something extraordinary happens. Every single night, an event so immense, so constant, that most of us never even know it's happening. A nightly migration, billions of creatures rising from the deep to the surface and then vanishing again before dawn. It's the largest movement of life on Earth, and yet, almost no one has ever seen it. The deeper you descend, the more the ocean begins to resist you. At around 200 meters, sunlight fades into darkness. Scientists call it the twilight zone. Below that, nothing but black. At 100 meters, the pressure could crush steel. At 4,000, it would turn a human submarine into scrap in seconds. And still, life thrives here, in forms beyond imagination. Creatures like transparent jellies that flash blue and pink when disturbed, tiny crustaceans that migrate upward every night to feed, and fish that carry lights along their bellies like drifting lanterns. Every evening, as the sun sinks below the horizon, these hidden lives begin to stir. From the deepest canyons of the ocean floor, plankton rise like shimmering dust. Following them are predators, squid, lanternfish, and shrimp, a living column stretching thousands of meters tall. Billions of animals moving in sync with the fading light. This is the Great Vertical Migration, a hidden tide of life that begins the moment darkness falls. Finding this phenomenon isn't easy. The open ocean is vast, thousands of kilometers of water with no landmarks, no signs, no direction. But during the day, you can sense where life gathers. A ripple at the surface, a flash of silver as tuna cut through a school of baitfish, the distant blow of a whale. These are clues, whispers that the ocean gives away, pointing to places rich with life. Sometimes where two currents meet, you'll find a line of fertile water, a boundary where nutrients collect. Microscopic plants bloom there, feeding tiny crustaceans. And in turn, those crustaceans attract larger hunters, anchovies, tuna, even sharks. But as night falls, the balance shifts. The surface becomes a feeding ground for creatures from the deep. Animals that spend the day hidden in the black, now drawn upward by hunger and darkness. And if you're out there when it begins, you can feel it. The water thickens around you. Shapes emerge where moments ago there was nothing. The ocean itself seems to come alive. When you dive into the open ocean at night, you leave the world behind. There's no reference, No horizon, just weightless blackness. The first thing you notice is the sound. Every click, every pulse echoes through the water. Then the light fades, and the creatures appear. Strings of glowing siphonophores stretch for meters, their tendrils pulsing with electric blue light. Jellyfish shimmer like floating galaxies. Tiny crustaceans swarm toward your camera, reflecting the beams like falling stars. Each one is part of the migration, part of an ancient cycle that's been happening since long before humans existed. These animals rise from depths so dark that no sunlight has ever reached them, guided only by instinct, hunger, and the rhythm of the light above. But the deeper you drift, the more alien it becomes. Some of these creatures are fragile as glass, others can withstand pressures that would flatten steel. And all of them are perfectly adapted to a world that feels more like outer space than Earth. For centuries, people thought the deep ocean was empty, a lifeless void. But we were wrong. With modern cameras and submersibles, scientists have discovered that the migration is so vast, so dense, that even military sonar can't penetrate it. Submarines have hidden beneath these layers of moving life, shielded by schools of fish thick enough to block detection. The secret lies in light. Every creature of the migration follows an invisible threshold, a zone where light is only 1% of daylight brightness. As the sun sets, that zone rises toward the surface, and the animals follow it. When dawn breaks, they retreat, sinking back to the safety of darkness. It's a dance of survival, a daily rhythm that connects the shallow world above to the deep abyss below. And everything in the ocean depends on it. Even whales, dolphins, and manta rays time their hunts to the movement of these deep-sea travelers. Without this nightly migration, the ocean would collapse. Then comes the moment when it all converges. The lights are on, the cameras are rolling, and suddenly you're surrounded. A manta ray glides past, 5 meters wide, its mouth open to filter the clouds of plankton that fill the sea like snow. Squid dart through the gloom, chasing smaller prey. Tiny fish flash with blue light, trying to confuse the hunters that follow them. For a few fleeting hours, the deep meets the shallow. Every level of the food chain, from microscopic plankton to ocean giants, comes together in a single living storm. It's chaotic, violent, and breathtakingly beautiful. Then slowly, the first pale light of dawn touches the horizon. The spell breaks. The ocean begins to quiet. One by one, the animals sink back into the darkness of the deep. The manta drifts away. The squid disappear. The tiny glowing fish vanish into the shadows. And what remains is stillness, a silence so deep it feels ancient, endless. The ocean is empty once again, but you know that tonight and every night, this living world will rise again, hidden beneath the waves, waiting for darkness. Floating above that dark, endless water, it becomes clear just how little we truly know about our own planet. We send spacecraft to distant planets. We study the stars. Yet 95% of our oceans remain a mystery, vast, unexplored, and hiding secrets right beneath our feet. Every dive into these depths reveals something new and astonishing. A jellyfish that can vanish almost completely from sight. A tiny shrimp that generates heat hotter than molten metal. Fish with built-in lights along their bodies, glowing like living lanterns in the blackness. But it's not just beauty and wonder that live down there. Even in the most remote trenches, traces of humanity are everywhere. Microplastics drifting silently, chemical waste sinking into the dark, and even radioactive particles from decades past. We've touched the bottom of this hidden world without ever meaning to. And now, companies are planning to mine these depths for minerals, stripping the ocean floor of resources that countless creatures rely on, disrupting ecosystems that we've barely begun to understand. What happens when we interfere with the natural rhythm of this nightly migration? What happens if the dark ocean, which has risen every night for millions of years, stops moving as it should, the answers may affect the balance of life on Earth in ways we can't yet imagine. Every night while we sleep, the ocean comes alive. Billions of creatures ascend through the dark, a living wave of colour and motion that sustains the planet's balance. It's the greatest migration on Earth, and it happens in silence, unseen. The more we learn, the more we realise how little we understand. The ocean isn't dark because light can't reach it. It's dark because it hides truths we're not yet ready to face. We thought the deep was empty. Now we know it's overflowing with life. But what if that's only the beginning? What if the creatures we've seen are just the first layer? The edge of an even deeper world, one we'll never reach? We've stared into the darkest side of the ocean, but what if it's been staring back this whole time? If this journey into the dark side of the ocean made you see our planet a little differently, then don't let it end here. There are still stories waiting in the deep, mysteries we've barely touched. So if you'd like to keep exploring with me, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and let me know in the comments, what part of the ocean's mystery do you want to uncover next? Because the deeper we go, the stranger it gets.